That's a lot of money.
Hey everybody, it's me, RunnerEye, and today we're going to be ranking the most insane Drag Race conspiracy theories. We're going to be putting on our little tinfoil hats, putting the most insane ones up here, and the most boring generic ones down here. Let's get into it right now. Boom! Hey, you should totally subscribe to my channel. I make lots of cool stuff, just like this video that you're watching now. And I've made this, and I've made this, and you can totally subscribe, and then I'll make more, and then it's actually a really cool thing. If you subscribe, I'll make more, and like that's a really cool relationship that we can have, so you should better fucking do it. So our first one is that Gia Gunn died during the filming of Drag Race Season 6. So as many of you may know, when filming Drag Race, the queens are kind of like separated from the outside world a bit. They kind of like no-clip into the back rooms for like 2 months when filming. And during that time, the queens aren't allowed on social media, on their phones. They're not allowed to prove that they are alive in any way because they're supposed to be filming the show and no one's supposed to know about it, top secret. So back during the filming of season 6, a kind of rumor spread that the reason that Gia Gunn was inactive on socials wasn't because she got cast on Drag Race, but it was because she had died of an accidental drug overdose. This is kind of like an urban legend at this point, because I've seen different ways that people have told this story where it's like some people say that she was never on Drag Race and that she, like I said, died of a drug overdose when they were filming it, so that's how the confusion happened. But then I've seen other ones say that she was actually on Drag Race, but then she got eliminated second after having a fight with a main judge and went back to her hotel room and then overdosed there. And then I've seen another one that said that it was her landlord who found it. People are wild. I'm not manifesting it to be true because what would I do without my cult leader Gia Gunn in my life? So I think that this is a solid, the government is hiding this from us. I can't see any other way that I could possibly rationalize this. So next up, we have, during the filming of season 10, Blair St. Clair was arrested and dragged off the stage by her hair for breaking her parole. So this conspiracy theory started because before Drag Race, Blair got a DUI, and on court order, she was supposed to stay within her state and not leave it. She got cast on Drag Race, she traveled to LA to film, and this started the rumor that she was arrested during the filming of Drag Race, and she was dragged out by her hair on the main stage by the police. And I did some more digging because I was like, this is such a... How did anyone know about this? How did they know she had a DUI? How did that come about? And then I found a TMZ article and everything made sense. So basically, TMZ wrote an article in which they tried to expose Blair St. Clair for breaking her parole. I think my favorite line from the article is, "Winning the show could unlock a showbiz career, but doing the show at all could land his ass in jail." Well, that is very informative and well written. Thank you so much, TMZ. And the way that they forced Blair to play a TMZ character when she came back for All Stars 5 too, that was devilish on the producer's side. But just like Blair's judge, I'm gonna allow it because it is kind of funny. I'm gonna allow it. So yes, this is pretty funny. I do love the little addition of getting dragged out by her hair. I do like that a lot. I was gonna put it down low, but the more that I think about it, I think it's a top. It's not top tier, but it is in those upper tiers. So I'm gonna put it in manifesting it to be true because a part of me thinks it would be a little bit funny. Like it would be a little bit funny. Let's not deny ourselves here. It would be kind of funny if she did get dragged by her hair off stage. Let's hope it's true. I'm manifesting it. So next up, we have the conspiracy theory that RuPaul was not there during the filming of Drag Race Down Under Season 1 and instead was edited in afterwards. So yes, there is a conspiracy which states that RuPaul filmed all of his scenes for Drag Race Down Under Season 1 separately and was then edited in by the magic of editing after the fact. I think that this is a little jab at Down Under, specifically because it's kind of like notorious for having bad editing and having bad production just overall. And it's pretty funny because if you actually watch this season, there's actually a decent, there's not evidence. I'm not gonna say there's evidence because there's not, but there is a lot of like, RuPaul is always on his own, and then there's the queens over here. So I understand why people think this. No, it's pretty funny if you actually watch Drag Race Down Under Season 2. The rumor was so prevalent that RuPaul had to address it himself by proving that he was there by, I think, slapping Spanky Jackson. It's kind of funny that this conspiracy theory was so talked about that it even made its way to RuPaul himself. So I think that this is one that I can firmly say, I'm gonna add fuel to the fire, fuck it. I'm gonna put it in, honestly, this could be real. Do I think it's real? Yes, and that's why I'm putting it there. I think everyone should start a petition to have the footage, the original footage of Drag Race Down Under, and they will take it from the studio, we'll look for it to see if RuPaul was actually in it, and then because it's such a bad season, we'll put it in a bonfire and we never have to look at it again. So next up we have another season 6 rumor. So this is the rumor that Bianca was disqualified on episode 1 of Drag Race season 6 because she broke her leg on the main stage. I don't know how Bianca would have broken her leg, you know, she's not the most like, it's not like she's doing flips on the stage, it's not like she's doing splits, you know, like maybe someone opened a door on the other half of the set and then a little gust of wind blew in and that little gust of wind blew by Bianca and just caved her knee in. Like, and also another interesting part about this rumor is that apparently after breaking her leg on the first episode, she is brought back 2 days later and brought back into the competition. Now I did a little bit of sleuthing of my own before recording this, and I did find a Reddit post by the name of Hey Girl It's Daniel, who claimed to be the original YouTube account who posted the comment with this in it, and he basically just said that he knew that people were hyped for Bianca and he just wanted to fuck with them. And from one shit stir on the internet to another, I deeply thank you for your service. Thank you so much for putting this out there. I think you could have gone a little bit wilder with it. I do think that coming back in 2 days is pretty wild, but I think you could have went crazy. How did she cave her knee in? That's what I want to know. Maybe it was all just a misunderstanding and someone told her to break a leg out there.
Break a leg, guys.
What did you say to me?
I said break a leg, guys.
I don't want to break a leg. I'm going to get the part. That's what I'm going to do.
But yeah. This is it's pretty decent. Like, again, I want to know how she broke the leg. I feel like we need to kind of like, in order to kind of like get into those upper echelons, the tiers, you need to tell me how she broke the leg. Was it something crazy? Was it like, because it like, it just, it's missing that je ne sais quoi. Because for right now, for me, this one is Facebook mom post. I feel like this could be easily spread on Facebook. People would believe it. But you just need to make it a little bit more ridiculous, more memorable in order to get into those upper tiers. Next up, we have a rumor about Yuhua Hamasaki. So this rumor stated that Yuhua Hamasaki was inactive during the filming of season 10, not because she was cast on the show, but because she had slipped into a deep coma. So as you can see, this is very similar to the Gia Gunn conspiracy, but what's a little bit different about this conspiracy theory is that this conspiracy was started by Yuhua herself. She knew that people would be able to figure out that she was filming Drag Race because she was going to be inactive on social media, so she decided to start the rumor that she was in a coma. And when she got back from Drag Race, or she woke up from her coma, like we really don't know if it's true or not, she tweeted, "I don't know why everyone keeps saying congrats to me for. I was in a fucking coma. Y'all really want me dead or something." I don't think that she thought that anyone would believe that she was in a coma, but she lied about it anyway. And I respect that. It's pretty funny. The only thing about this one, and the reason why I can't give it like a top tier, is that we already have the Gia Gunn one, which was arguably more extreme and crazy. And it also came before this one. So I feel like this is kind of like, this is riding the coattail of Gia Gunn's one. So I feel like this is, I think I'm okay with giving it, I can't say manifesting it. I can't say I'm manifesting her to be in a coma. So this puts me in a weird position. You know what? I'm just gonna put it in, this could be true. If I didn't name that second tier manifesting this to be true, she would be in the second tier, but I'm not gonna manifest that she's in a coma, so we're not gonna go there. So I'm gonna say maybe this could be real. Because I believe you, Hua. So I'm gonna just put her there and I'm gonna stop talking about this now. So next up, we have the rumor that Michelle Visage asked Brooklyn Heights to paint softer to hide her manly features, and Brooklyn told her to do the same. The first time I saw this, I was like, whoa, That is a great read. But Michelle would never say something like this. This is totally crazy. But then I started thinking about what she said to Violet on season 7.
Because I'm getting boy.
And I started thinking about what she said to Nina on season 11.
You're a big girl.
I am.
And you have big shoulders.
I do.
And a big kind of chest.
Yeah.
And then I realized that this may not be as far out there as I once thought it was. But what's also pretty funny about this rumor is that Michelle Visage was told about it on Twitter, and she did say that she doesn't remember this happening, but she does find it funny. Even though Michelle kind of disproved it a little bit, just a smidge, I am gonna manifest this to be real, because I kind of, like, are you telling me that if I said, hey, I have footage of this exact thing that I just talked about, would you want to see it, or would you be like, nah, I'm good? You would want to see it. So that's where we're going to put it in, manifesting this to be true, because I am manifesting. I'm sending that energy out. My crystals, my chakras are all sending the energy the way that it needs to go to get this on film. So the next one, we have the rumored All-Star 6 Rusical. Now this Rusical was called Glue, the Unauthorized Rusical. And this Rusical was a Glee and Animal Farm crossover. And Ginger Minge wins as the Mr. Shoe / Napoleon character called Loophole. Absolutely none of those words that I just spoke were in the Bible, but here we are. So yes, apparently we were supposed to be getting a Rusical, which was a crossover between George Orwell's satirical novella, which deals with the 1917 Russian Revolution and the subsequent Soviet Union era, and we were supposed to be getting that crossed with the campy gay singing show. And I was wondering, in this crossover, why did they name it Glue? Why was it supposed to be called Glue? Because obviously it's a Glee, you know, it's a Glee parody, but I was like, why Glue? And I was thinking that maybe it was an Animal Farm reference, and I didn't get to read Animal Farm in school because my teachers were too busy not providing me with support when I was bullied for being gay, but I did read the synopsis online. Spoilers from a book from 1945. Apparently, the corrupt pig characters sell one of the hardworking, loyal horses called Boxer to a glue maker. Boxer is then presumably killed and turned into glue. So that's why it's called Glue. Great. Who made this? I want to know. I think I want to have words with you. A therapist wants to have words with you. Why did you do that? Anyway, this is amazing. To me, like, this isn't even just the government is hiding this from us. This is like a whole nother level. If I could make another tier list level for this, I absolutely would. So next up, we have a season 11 rumor, and this rumor states that while in an argument, Nina West throws dental floss at Plastique Tiara, and she sarcastically tells her to go make an outfit with it. Plastique does, and she wins the challenge. I was gonna say that she must have thrown like a lot of dental floss at her if she was able to make an entire outfit with it, but then I remembered Plastique is like so skinny, she would like need one little strand of dental floss and she would have like a floor length gown. She'd be fine. She's like a little Parappa the Rapper character where she like turns to the side and she just like disappears.
Can I see it from the side? Hey, that's really nice.
To me, like, I'm kind of bored. Like, there's no more interest other than, like, I guess there's like a little feud going on there, but to me what would make it like more full circle is that if Plastique was thrown the dental floss, she makes the outfit, she wins the challenge, and then Nina West goes home that episode, but that did not happen. To me, this is boring, especially compared to like what we had Glue. We have to remember that we had Glue, the unauthorized Rusical. This is nothing in comparison. To me, this is boring, yawning, sloppy. It needs so much more interest going on in order to keep my attention. So next up, we have the rumor that Angina was on All Stars 3, but she does so poorly in the reading challenge that RuPaul eliminates her on the spot. The idea of RuPaul eliminating someone who has waited almost 10 years to go back onto Drag Race to eliminate her just as she steps in the workroom is pretty goddamn funny. And also there's like a little bit of truth to it. She didn't come back for All Stars 3, but she did come back for All Stars 5, and she did fucking bomb that reading challenge. So maybe the person who made this, they put some bad energies out into the world. I'm manifesting this to be true, just because like it would be fun. I think even Angina would see the funniness in it. I think that she would laugh. I think she'd get a good giggle after spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on outfits to not even get to show one of them. I think that would be pretty funny. So I'm gonna put her here in manifesting this to be true because there's a little part of me which thinks it would be a little bit amusing. So next up we have the conspiracy that Bibi Zahara Benet was a mole on All Stars 3. So for people who don't know, Bibi Zahara Benet was the first ever winner of Drag Race, but she won Drag Race in an era of Drag Race where it wasn't as popular, especially not as popular as it is now. So she came back for All Stars 3, and this would reintroduce her to a new audience. When this was announced, there was kind of a conspiracy that formed because people refused to believe that they would bring back on a winner and put them on a regular season of Drag Race again instead of an all-winner season or something like that. So people did not buy that she was actually competing on All Stars 3. So then the theory formed that Bibi Zahara Benet was planted in the cast by producers to fake compete on the show. And then at the very end of the show, Bibi Zahara Benet would have the power to choose the top 2 of the season based on not only how they did in the challenges, but also how they treated people backstage. I remember when I was watching All Stars 3 as it was airing, I fully was so deeply submersed in this theory that I believed it to my core. And it was only when we got to like the late half of the competition, I was like, is she gonna reveal herself now? Is she gonna reveal? When is she gonna reveal? And then I slowly realized that we didn't get the mole twist, but instead we got an even better one. We got the jury twist. We know how much people love that one. Like, this theory is like genuinely believable. Either that or I was just a dumb little 16-year-old, whichever one you want to choose. This is like the epitome of honestly, this could be real. So next up, we have one of the more famous rumors from Drag Race. This one is about a lip sync between the Vixen and Aquaria during season 10. And the rumor states that the Vixen does gravity-defying moves while Aquaria strips naked on the judges' table. This one you'll probably see quoted more than the others. People love to quote the gravity-defying moves. But I have something to say, is that if you did see the Vixen lip sync on her season, you would see that her moves are a little bit gravity defying. Like, I would describe the Vixen's movements as gravity defying. So I don't even think that this is technically like a rumor or a conspiracy theory. Like that part of the rumor, if we chop off the other part, that part is very, very true. Like, the way that she fucking tumbles across that floor, I have no idea how she does it. Then Aquaria dancing naked on the judges' table is the part which is a little bit out there. That didn't happen on the season. But yeah, this is pretty solid. I think the gravity-defying moves is the best part of it. It's not particularly funny to me, but I do think that, like, just based off of the Vixen's gravity-defying moves, I do think that this honestly could be real. I am very much a believer that this could have happened, / did happen. Now we have the final conspiracy that we're going to be talking about today, which is, again, one of the more famous ones, which is that on season 8, Acid Betty punched Michelle Visage's left tit. This and the gravity-defying moves are two of the most referenced ones in the Drag Race fandom, so if you see them around, this will hopefully explain it. Except I have absolutely nothing to explain here because I've tried researching into this, rumor, and literally nothing comes up on it. People reference it a lot, and you can see that a lot of people reference it, but I tried to look where it was from. I tried to look if there was any more, like, why did she punch her in the tit? Why did she go for the left tit and not the right tit? I assume it's because she's going in chronological order, and she just didn't get to the right one in time before security came or something. How did she get close enough to Michelle to, like, be able to punch her? Like, did she reach all the way from the main stage? Did she extend her arm? How did she reach from the main stage all the way to the judges panel? I have so many questions. There's absolutely no answers on the internet, so I don't know. I feel like with this one, the lack of context around it does kind of make it a little bit better. With Bianca breaking her leg, it's like, okay, well, how did she break her leg? I want to know. But with Acid Betty just randomly punching Michelle Visage in her left tit, I think there's something very, very, very funny. The less I know, the better. That's what Tame Impala wrote that song about. If you actually listen in the chorus, it says, the less I know about Michelle Visage getting punched in the tit by Acid Betty on season 8 back in 2018, the better. That's actually the lyrics of it. But Where are we gonna rank this one? That's a great question. I am totally okay with putting this one in. The government is hiding this from us. So that is the tier list. Thank you so much for being here with me today and wearing your little tinfoil hat. It looks lovely on you, may I say. Tinfoil is really your color. Please like, subscribe, and comment. It really helps out my little channel and it helps me grow and it helps other people find me, and I really appreciate it. You can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on TikTok. And you can go check out all of it. It's normally over here, isn't it? You can go check out all of these. Thank you so much for being here again. I really appreciate it. And hopefully, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.